Hey everybody, it's Mark Andrews. Been a long time. I apologize. This is episode 1 of the 2021 OCFOA Plays of the Week, and we are 2 weeks from playoffs. I apologize. My life has just been upside down. Way too many jobs within the association. I was the webmaster, the huddle coordinator, the arbiter coordinator, just, everything, and as well as the instructional chairman and trying to make these videos. So, and I had a grandson, which is a great joy, but also a lot of responsibility. So I apologize. I am going to do this differently next year. I'm going to make videos over the course of the off season and then just present them hopefully weekly during this season. So forgive me for being gone for so long, but let's get down to it. Okay, so we're going to talk about game management. We're going to see lots of fouls. This is a very intense rivalry here, and I'm going to try to make the point that when we have games that are at this high level of intensity, that we need to stop all the nonsense right away. We don't necessarily let things go or talk them out of it. We're going to use our flags and just set the tone early. You don't want to have to do this in the third or fourth quarter. Okay, so this first play, I'll give you a pretty good example of what I'm talking about and what we expected. Okay, so watch the guy on the left. Now, one of the problems we've been having is that the flanks are not staying with their tackles. Remember, it's snap, tackle, back. You can't just glance at the tackle. If your receiver, if your key is pressed, then the back judge should be looking at him. I don't care what the book says. If we have a receiver pressed and everybody else is not being pressed, that back judge needs to get his attention on the receiver being pressed. But our guys we are leaving this tackle way too soon. So flanks, why do we need you to stay with this tackle for just a bit? Because initially, this thing skipped. Initially, the umpire has the snap, and then he switches to center, guard, and center for initial action, and then he moves his focus to the lineman on his side. Okay, he's not watching 52 anymore. That's the responsibility of the referee. He's got these three right here. So he goes snap, center, guard, center, and then the lineman on his side. So while he's watching the snap and the center, guard, center, flanks, you've got to be watching this tackle. Okay? So actually, either official could have got this foul. Now, I'm not seeing my umpire's head move at all, and it almost looks like he's watching the quarterback. Now, he doesn't have any action other than this right here because 65's not doing anything, and this guy is getting double teamed, right? Well, no, that's not right. No, there's two players. My bad. So he's got basically this action here. That's what he should be focusing on. But it looks like he's watching the quarterback and misses this takedown. Now, I don't know if I've already said this. This is an addendum to what I have already done. That we don't want this ruled as holding. We want it ruled as unnecessary roughness. Okay, that wrap around, that takedown. Hit him with 15 on this one. Okay, if you call holding, fine, no problem. But that one should be unnecessary roughness. Guys, it just occurred to me that I should make the point that we are using a new umpire mechanic here in Orange County and in San Diego. Your mechanic may be different if you're working in a different association. So right now, we've got the umpire 7 to 10 yards back, and he's lined up to the side, generally between the guard and the tackle, somewhere wherever he can feel comfortable and see the ball, stay out of the action, so on. We get a lot of flexibility there. But the umpire has his side and the referee has the other side instead of the diagonal that we're used to. Okay, so if your association is doing it differently, don't listen to this part of it, or just take it for what it's worth. Okay, so this is illegal use of hands. Okay, as soon as he wraps his hands around that head, it's illegal, and he's going to use it to take him down. Watch. So that makes it even worse. And I would go with illegal use of hands, unnecessary roughness rather than holding. Make it hurt more. Now we're going to see another example of unnecessary roughness. Now the defender here knows the ball is away. You'll see it in the next clip, but he's looking right at this guy, right? And does he let up? Does he, try to miss him? No. Slings him to the ground. I know that's the way we used to play football, but it's not the way we play football anymore. And all this does is generates animosity between the players. Here's the same play. If you look over on the left side, you might see the takedown. There it is. Now here again, I'm stopping it. You can see clearly that the defender knows that that receiver does not have the ball. And yet, he's going to sling him to the ground. Why we are looking at a dead ball rather than the action here, I don't know. And my umpire has got a pretty good look at this. Okay. We're way too fast to try to get incomplete passes, spots. Let's make sure that everything's done before we start worrying about this stuff. Okay, you're gonna see it. He's just gonna sling him to the ground, and then of course the official notices it, and then he tells the opposing team, "Hey, back off! You don't yell at me." All right. So this is same drive. And look at this nonsense going on over the side. Okay. We've got the defender, the offensive player is overpowering the defender. The play is away. Watch this guy. Gonna push him backwards, land on top of him. Now the white player is pissed, right? It looks like maybe my head linesman's looking at this. I don't know why he's not doing anything about it if he is looking at it. At the very least, this requires a talking to. Okay, this happened where the referee should see it, but he's busy going into the pile. I don't know why. The game, play stopped. I know it's easy to, second guess, but we've got to get this stuff. I mean, we can't let it go on, especially in a game like this. As I point out, there's just too much ball watching going on. Okay, same game. We are going to see that this defender right here come around the corner and commit an illegal block. I'll let it run in real time, and then we'll go back. Whoops. Real time, Mark. Real time. I don't know if you saw that. Let's go back. Turn on my annotations. Okay, so watch that player. I'm going to go slow. See him going low? Okay, don't split hairs with this, guys. This is a dangerous play. Don't tell me he's hitting him in the waist. If you watch, continue, he keeps going lower. That is an illegal block below the waist. And we don't get it. Now, this should be ours responsibility. Maybe the flank can get it, but ours should have a pretty darn good look at that. And we don't get it. Okay, this gives you a real good look at our new mechanic. The umpire initially is pretty much in front of the guard on the left-hand side. And watch, he will adjust as the defense moves. Great job. He's got to be able to see that ball, right? So now he's in between the guard and the tackle. Good spot. He's about 7 yards, 8 yards deep. That's fine. Okay, now let's watch this play. Watch these two over here. I'm just going to let it run. Okay. What do we got there? Okay. So let's turn on the annotations. Move this up. Come on. Come on, Huddle. Help me out. Okay. So, and again, we're focusing on the tackle. The flanks have to get the tackle. Kind of hard to tell who's fouling who here. Looks like they're both grabbing onto each other. Does it rise the level of foul? That's your decision. I don't think it had a material impact on the play, and as you can see, it looks like maybe our defender's got a nice big hold on the face mask. A very tough call. I mean, I think the back judge would be the only one that could see that, but that's happening. And now let's look at the coverage. Okay. I said this is DPI all day. Why? Because this guy right here is not playing the ball. He is playing the offensive receiver all the way. He makes early contact. Okay, you can see where the ball is and where the contact occurs. And then our head linesman, I don't know how he got this, but great job. These are bang-bang plays, I know. But that is definitely PI. So, get it. It's the same play. Probably won't be able to see as much, but you might get a better idea. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you this because of this hit on the quarterback. This is a nice hit. Look, helmet outside the frame. Good wrapping tackle. The ball is not away. And he doesn't do anything untoward as far as getting the quarterback to the ground. We definitely do not want to rule roughing the passer on that one. Now watch I know it's close, but this guy is not playing the ball. I got to switch my arrow. And that's the reason it's a foul. Had they both been playing and there was, incidental contact, fine. Let it go. But, I'm kind of disappointed the back judge is just ruling incomplete, but the headlinesman bailed him out. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm showing you this play because we've seen this a couple of times already. We're going to see a block below the waist. Right there. Let's go back. That is clearly a block below the waist. And it's, if you notice the pattern, it's coming from the end, curling in, taking out a blocker. They're doing this on purpose. So, you know, if we don't throw on this, they're going to continue to do it. And as I said before, that's just going to piss off the offense. I mean, you know, or the team that's being offended, especially if they're missing calls. So, as I point out, when you see an offensive lineman pull, you know, watch him for just, you know, a little second. He could crack back. In this case, he's the one that gets cut, but oftentimes these guys in motion will commit a blindside block. Yeah, there's no doubt that's an illegal block below the waist. Who can get it? Flank can get it. Umpire can get it. It's a little tough for the umpire because he's looking through a lot of bodies. The referee should see what we call bad color. So when that defender gets behind the offensive line, which he is right now, the referee could look at it. Now he's got this guy coming too, so you know maybe that's what he's focusing on. But it was missed, and again, it's just contributing to the overall animosity in the game. Okay, this is just another example of unnecessary roughness. I'll let you watch it. I'm not going to take down the annotations because I think you need to see this. So, if we go back, the only excuse I could possibly imagine that this player has for doing this is that he mistakes number 11 for the ball carrier. But I don't think so. I think he's just, these are two teams that don't get along, and he's just, giving them what for. And great job by the line judge, getting the foul. And like I said, I hope he got unnecessary roughness or even a dead ball personal foul. I mean, let's go back. So runner's 25. He's going to the ground right there. He's down. Okay. So if you wanted to hit him with a DBPF, go right ahead. I mean, this kind of action just should not be tolerated by any stretch. This gives you a different look at it. Okay, so keep your eye on the white defender right there. Guy cuts in, and he just decides to tackle the nearest red shirt. And great get by the line judge. Continues to officiate. This is exactly what we want. He's going for the spot. He knows he's got a foul. So, yeah, like I said, great job. Okay, this is the last play. I'm going to let it just run and you tell me what happens, and we'll go down and we'll go back and break it down. Just watch the play. So you see we got a flag. That's good, because there was definitely a foul. Let's go back. Okay, turn the annotations on. Okay, so guess who's involved in this illegal act? It's our old friend number 6. And this is another aspect of game management. When you have a player who's always playing right on the edge or even over the edge, you want to pay special attention to that player. Okay? Get him every time he does something illegal. And there's no talking to this guy. This is bang him every time. Okay? So that's definitely a block below the waist. My little comment, I'm seeing a pattern here. Great job by the line judge getting that one. Let's take a look at it from the other angle. So there's our friend number 6. And we have a pulling offensive lineman. Now, he knows what he's going to do here. There's just no two ways about it. He could take on that blocker straight up. But no. Okay. And that line judge did a great job. He's actually done a great job this whole game. Okay. So I know I said that was the last play, and it was. But I want to make you aware of something I'm planning on doing. We in Orange County and California have to pass a series of tests. It's actually 200 questions over the course of, 5 or 6 tests. And I went through each test and showed the test question, and then I show the rule book along with the case book and even some simplified and illustrated illustrations. This is something I made myself. It's been a labor of love, but has become insanely helpful to me to make videos and instructional videos and just answer questions that people have about rules. Anyway, here is an example of what I did. A first and goal at the B5. Eligible receiver A83 is running a pass route in the end zone. After A83 has gone past B90, B90 pushes A83 to the ground. As A83 goes to the ground, A12 throws a legal forward pass from the B14 into the area A83 was running to. Then at the line of scrimmage, B55 tips the pass and it falls incomplete in the end zone. So do we have defensive pass interference by B90, no DPI as the ball was tipped by B55, ending pass interference restrictions on B players, or illegal use of hands by B90. Well, the way this play is described, we couldn't have pass interference for 2 reasons. One is the pass wasn't thrown when the contact occurred, okay? The other reason is if it had been thrown after the contact had occurred, then B would apply because, as you can see in 759, pass interference restrictions on a legal forward pass end for all B players when the pass has been touched by any player. So, if we go down to 923D, it says a defensive player shall not contact an eligible receiver who is no longer a potential blocker. And the test maker made it very clear that the receiver was past the defender. So if we go down to the penalty table, 923D is illegal use of hands, 10 yards. Okay, so the correct answer is C. So I hope that gives you some idea of what I did. And if you want to bone up on your rules knowledge in the off season, this would be a good way to do it. The guy that makes these tests has some real gotcha questions. I try to reform them so they're not quite so gotcha, but they really get you to dig into the book. And overall, they're very good tests. One test covers Rule 1, 3, and 4. One test covers Rule 2. Another covers 5, 6, and 7. And another one covers 8, 9, and 10. And then we have what's called the Summer Study Guide, which is a 100-question test that covers the entire rule book. So I will publish all of those. If you want to look at any or all of them, feel free. Well, that's going to do it for this episode 1, extremely late version of Plays of the Week for 2021. Again, I apologize. It was in my head the whole season. I just couldn't get to it. Just got overwhelmed with instructional chairman duties and responding to coaches' complaints and you name it. Anyway, I will publish those rules videos today, and so you're going to get bombarded with Mark Andrews has released new YouTube videos. I think maybe, I think I'll release this one today and then maybe release the test videos tomorrow so that you'll know what it is. If you have missed any of the previous videos, there's playlists on my YouTube channel. You can get to my YouTube channel by clicking on my ugly mug up there in the right-hand corner. And I will be creating a playlist for 2021 once I make more than one video. All right, this is Mark Andrews signing off.